everyone, and welcome to the first series analysis episode of the Seattle Baseline Podcast. My name is Julian Smith. I'm with Alex Hong. How you doing, Alex?
Hey Julian, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I guess we just filmed yesterday, so it's like the same stuff over and over, but there's something very new. We have swept the Cleveland Guardians. It's been a good day so far. It's nice knowing that the Mariners have some life going into the next series, because going into the Guardian series, man, that there was like something going on. We were racking up quite a few hits, but we couldn't get the runners in from scoring position. And so I'm glad we were able to do that, and I'm glad that we're in a groove right now. How'd you feel about the Cleveland Guardian series?
Yeah, I felt pretty good, honestly. Like the team was playing really well. We absolutely dominated the Guardians yesterday. It was basically over from like the second inning. So realistically, though, the key thing in that series, though, I think, is that we were able to get the runners in from scoring position, like you said earlier. We've had like Randy and Crawford and like Jorge Polanco hitting like 300 or 400 in the last seven games. But the problem was in those games, they weren't getting we weren't getting the runners in from scoring position, so therefore we weren't able to score as many runs, even though we had so many hits. But in this series, we were able to get all those runs in, so we were able to rack up the scoreboard. So that was a key difference to me.
Yeah, definitely. Because like I was looking at the hits to runs ratio stat, and we were getting like 14 hits with like 3 runs. That's like
Hmm.
that's insane. But um in this series, we were able to get like basically like double the amount of hits as runs, which is pretty good. Like if your hits to runs is 2 to 1, then that's pretty good, because that means you're getting runs scored on the second hit. That's going to get the runners back from scoring position. So that's something the Mariners definitely did well. And going into this next Red Sox series, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel a lot better than I did before the Guardians series, which is a good thing. And another thing is, especially because our starting pitching played so well against the Guardians that we didn't even need to use our bullpen arms that much. Like Munoz didn't even play at all in the Red Sox series, or in the sorry, the Guardians series.
Yeah, like Munoz is fresh. He can probably go 2 games out of the 3 against the Red Sox, honestly. Like
Yeah.
we've got a fresh Andres Munoz. Matt Brash was used in the first game, but he's fresh to go. Gabe Spire used in the second game. He's maybe not as fresh, but like he's definitely still fresh because he just had a day off. Like we're looking pretty good in terms of the bullpen, and we've got the return of Logan Gilbert coming back, and so that's going to be a pretty big thing. What do you think about Logan?
Yeah, I'm really excited to have Logan back. I don't expect him to go too deep because I think they are going to hold him out a little bit so he doesn't go like 8 innings or something like that because he just got back from the injury. But I expect him maybe I would like to see some of his fastball or his fastball to be really good. His fastball splitter combo, that's obviously really good for him.
Yeah,
So I don't know. If he goes like maybe like 5 innings even and gives up maybe like a run or two, that would be pretty good. Especially because today we're against Giolito, or so we should do pretty well against him.
yeah. In the Red Sox series, we're going up against Lucas Giolito, Garrett Crochet, and then Walker Bueller. Those are the 3 guys, and obviously the big guy is Garrett Crochet. That guy is like that was the big trade from the White Sox to the Red Sox in the offseason. Um, he's he's going to be a really really good pitcher. He's basically a bullpen arm that can go like 7 to 9 innings. That guy gets a ton of strikeouts. Like He's a flamethrower throwing 100 from like the left side. He's he's good. He's um he's an excellent pitcher that can definitely shut us out if he has his A game on. And so we want to rely on people like JP Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Randy Rosarena, those guys at the top of the lineup. If we can rack up 3 hits out of the 5, then we'll score a run or two, and that's kind of what we're looking for. If we can get that like start of the order 5 to lock us in for like 1 to 3 runs and then beat up their bullpen, that'd be really big. I think that's what we're looking for. But I got an announcement yesterday that Rafael Devers got traded to the San Francisco Giants. That makes the job a lot easier for our pitchers. We don't face the Giants anymore this season, and so that's we're saying goodbye to Devers for good this season. How do you feel? Like, do you
Yeah.
think that this is going to like change a lot in terms of like the trade value that the Red Sox got? Because obviously the Red Sox got a ton of pitchers in exchange for Rafi, and so I wonder if the pitchers that they got are going to be a big difference maker against the Mariners, or if they just lost Devers. It seems like.
Well, I mean, I think especially because this is the first series since the trade, it's not going to make too much of a difference. Also, most of the pitchers that all the players the Red Sox got are basically like question marks or lotteries. So I'm not going to really expect like any dominating performance. It's not like they just traded for like a Cy Young like Jacob DeGrom or something like that. They traded for some players that aren't very that are like big question marks. And honestly, this makes the Red Sox series a lot easier because the Red Sox already didn't have Alex Bregman. So now they don't even have Rafael Devers. So their offense is going to be severely hindered from like its full potential from the start of the season.
Yeah. I feel like going into this season, I was looking at the Red Sox as one of like the major contenders of like either winning the what's it called? Their division, or they were going to easily get into the wild card with the Yankees being in first. But it was a big shock to me that the Red Sox didn't end up dominating with the batting that they have, with the pitching that they got with Garrett Crochet and Walker Bueller. They've been a big question mark this year. And I think if we can tack on a bunch of runs against the Red Sox, we're looking pretty good. Like the Red Sox team, like the pitching staff, other than Garrett Crochet, really isn't mind blowing. And so I'd say as long as we wait for the fastball. As for Giolito, we sit on the changeup. Like we wait. And if we don't swing, we're not going to swing and miss. And so, like, part of it is going to be them waiting for us to swing and miss. And so, we want to make sure that we stay grounded. We look for the right pitch. And once we see that right pitch, throw it right out of the yard. Like, that's as long as we can do that, I'd say we're looking pretty good this series.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's very important for us to take game one, especially because that'll set the tone for the rest of the series. Game one is probably the easiest that time we'll have in winning because the last game we're against Crochet, that's the most difficult. But the thing is, if we use up Boston's bullpen in its entirety in the first 2 games or even just the first game, like it's gonna make their third game even after once Crochet gets out of there a lot more difficult. So that'll be our best chance to win that game if we are able to dominate the first game, especially because that'll set their bullpen back for the next 2 games.
Definitely. Like if we can make sure that their bullpen is washed, and then we get Munoz out there in like 2 out of the 3 games. Matt Brash is probably playing in 2 out of the 3 games. If we can make sure the pitching staff plays good enough to keep us in games, and then the batting just takes over from there, I'd say we have a pretty good chance against the Red Sox. I'm feeling a lot better about this series than like the start of the Cleveland Guardians series. I hope that we can keep this trend going with all the batters hitting, whether it's a single or a home run, we're hitting. So that's the trend I want to keep going. And with Gilbert coming back, clubhouse is in a good spot. And that's all I have. Do you have anything else? Closing thoughts?
Do you have like a prediction maybe of what will happen or like a hope or a goal in this series?
Yeah. I'm thinking if we can take the first two games, the game against Crochet is going to be the hardest one. It's without a doubt, like easily the hardest one. I think Lucas Giolito, we just sit on the changeup and we wait for him to walk us. He has a decently high strikeout rate usually, but his strikeout rate is down this year. So if we can force him to throw the fastball down in the zone, we can get those home runs with Julio, Cal, and those guys. And so that should be pretty good. Logan Gilbert's a little bit of a question mark. I hope that he can play well in his first few starts coming back. We know that George Kirby kind of scuffled in the first few starts, so not expecting too much from Gilbert, but knowing Gilbert, the fastball and splitter combo is going to take him a long way. And so I'm feeling pretty good about the first game. Second game against Walker Bueller, I'd say kind of the same stuff. Walker Bueller has been scuffling a lot this year, and coming back from an injury, he's going to be like even worse than the way he started the year. So Walker Bueller shouldn't be too much of a problem for us either. Brian Wu is on the mound against Bueller, so that should be pretty good. So that's 2 out of the 3 games that we take. We hopefully can beat Garrett Crochet with like the strategy you mentioned with beating up the bullpen beforehand and then beating up the bullpen after Crochet is out of the game. That's the strategy against Crochet, because Crochet is like one of the top tier pitchers in the league right now. And so that's the Crochet game is the only game where I feel like if we end up losing, we're fine, because that's the game where they're having their top pitcher play. But yeah, that's where I feel like the Mariners are. I think we win the first two. We big question mark on the last game. I'm not going to say we lose the last game, because I feel like we're on a hot streak right now. We can probably like somehow pull it off. And so, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think just getting the series win in general is key. I mean, we've been losing the last like 3 or 4 series in a row, so we're either getting swept or getting or losing or just losing the series in general. So I think it's really important to get back on track to winning the series. We don't need to sweep the Red Sox, although it would be nice, but if we win the series, that would be big coming
Yeah.
up. So, yeah.
Yep.
Any other thoughts, Julian?
Not really. I think go Mariners, right?
Yep. The Mariners.
Please check out our episodes on all your platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. This is where you get to see our faces on the screens. And go Mariners.
Yep, go Mariners.